Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So back in December 2023, I made a video about how there's all these chicks and knuckleheads on TikTok whining about how they're in tech and they're getting laid off and what are they supposed to do? Clown world, right? What they're not saying is most of the chicks that are getting laid off in tech are not software developers, coders, all of that. They're all HR, recruiters, marketing, all these jobs that no one needs. So guys, we're gonna go back to the dumpster fire known as TikTok and look at some of these chicks whining and moaning. But before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment, guys, because it really helps keep this channel going. Check out my second channel linked in the description. Check out the playlist linked at the end, and you'll actually find my video from December 2023 linked in the description. And yeah, guys, let's get into this.
I'm coming on here to talk about the big topic of big tech layoffs. It's been a big topic for well over a year now, and it seems like the end of the world when you get laid off from your dream job. But trust me, as someone who was laid off from Google, who I thought that was my dream job, I would never find something like that again, that I'm not happy at again. Like, it does get better. I was laid off from Google last January, so almost a year from now. It was a week before my birthday. I was turning 26, so like the health insurance, that's when it was starting. I was at my parents before then. Like, there was so much to be scared about. And now, looking back, I'm like, a year later, I am so beyond happy at my job. Like, so much has changed in the last year that, like, I couldn't have even imagined last year. Like, I'm at my dream job, which I never even knew would be my dream job, working at a startup in the healthcare industry. I'm not going to talk more about like where I work, but dream job. I'm literally so happy to go to work every day because what we're doing is so important.
But guys, look, she says, let's chat big tech layoffs from a former Google recruiter. Guys, she's at a new biotech startup or whatever she said, but guys, she's a recruiter there too. Think about that. Guys, recruiters get on the chopping block before anyone else does. And now she just went from one job that she's gonna get laid off to the other, and now she's speaking this foolishness to all these other chicks to try and tell them to do the same thing. Guys, her hashtags, hashtag layoffs, hashtag Google, hashtag big tech, hashtag job search, hashtag work advice.
Google was amazing. Like, it was a dream also, and I'm really happy I had that experience. But now, like, this is where I really want to be, and this is where I know I'm going to be for a while.
There it is.
It gets better, but you can't settle, and you can't make you feel less than, because it wasn't you. It wasn't performance-based. These big tech companies just hired way too much after the pandemic, and they were hiring people who, like, they didn't need. Like, a million people were doing one job. That was happening.
Yeah, like your job, you knucklehead.
In recruiting, a million of us were on a few recs, and, like, it was inevitable. Like, they had to lay most of us off, and unfortunately, I was, like, last in, first out. But, like, I'm so fortunate right now, and I would love to give, as a recruiter, like, tips, tricks, advice on how to land your dream job, like, the mindset to have. If you have any, like, questions on how to answer specific interview questions, like, I've been through a lot of interviews. Google interview is, like, notoriously the hardest interview to get into. And I started on a contract, but I ended up full-time. I went through that process, so I would love to help out. Okay.
Talk about the blind leading the blind and the dumb leading the dumb, guys. Right? This person got laid off from Google as a recruiter. She had a useless job. Then she went into another useless job. And instead of saying, hey, women, all of us sisters and all of us strong and independent chicks.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Get a coding certificate, right? No, she's saying, guys, it gets better. Just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Clown work.
This is me 5 hours before I think I'm gonna be laid off. 4 hours before being laid off. I chose the mug. The world is falling apart and I'm dying inside.
Jesus.
My first meeting of the morning was canceled, and I just got a message from someone I've never talked to or met who's asking me what my team uses to track projects. My next meeting just got canceled, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower. It's 3 hours and 45 minutes until I get laid off. You may be going like, why did you think you were gonna get laid off? Well, last night around 8:30 my time, so mountain time, a mysterious 30-minute meeting with my boss's boss, who I've never really met before, put a catch-up meeting on my calendar, and it was weird. And turns out everyone in creative got this meeting.
There it is, right there, guys. There it is. What did she say? Everyone in creative. Right there, guys. Creative is marketing, advertising, all that other stuff, right? Did she say everyone in engineering, everyone in coding? No, she said everyone in creative was getting laid off. And she's shocked. Think about that, guys. It took her 56 seconds to actually say that part. Guys, her hashtags layoffs, hashtag tech layoffs, hashtag big tech, hashtag unemployed, hashtag mental health, clown world.
And everyone who's had this meeting so far is gone. This is me 3 hours before being laid off. Yeah. This is me 2 hours and 45 minutes before I'm laid off. I had to switch my mugs. This is a bunny orgy mug. It's from the 60s. But I had to switch mugs because I left the room, and when I came back, my cat was drinking my coffee, and she actually drank half a mug of coffee. So that's terrifying. I also just got a message from someone I've never met and don't know asking for me to link them my project management stuff.
Why do people eat in their videos, guys? Disgusting.
This is me 2.5 hours before I'm going to be laid off. At this point, people are slowly disappearing off of teams. And it's not just creative. It seems to be marketing teams.
There it is.
I don't know.
You guys hear her cat in the background? And I think she has a baby too. So she's probably a single mom and a cat lady at the same time. But did you hear creative and marketing? She didn't say engineers or software, did she?
This is me an hour and a half before being laid off. I don't understand why this company doesn't just like lay us off in one group instead of like going to multiple teams and just scheduling these 30-minute meetings called catch up, where when someone goes into a meeting, suddenly they vanish offline. It seems so unnecessary. I'm literally sitting here waiting to be laid off. I'm going insane waiting to be laid off. So I've decided that I am going to take the time to actually put things in my bathroom away and figure out where they go, because I've just been living in the chaos. And if my bathroom's cleaned up, at least maybe I'll feel like a little bit better.
Get a hobby.
Also, it's an hour and 19 minutes until I get laid off. It's an hour and 4 minutes until I'm laid off.
Jesus.
And look what I did. I finally figured out where everything in my bathroom goes, so it is all put away. This is me 45 minutes before being...
Guys, did you hear the baby crying in the background? Right? And you only saw one toothbrush there. I told you she's a single mom.
Laid off. Say hi to Shosh.
Ugh, hairless
It's 30
cat.
minutes till I get laid off, and I feel numb inside. But also, I might just be hungry. Is this hangry? I don't know. It's 30 minutes till I get laid off. This is me 20 minutes before being laid off.
God, this chick is annoying. Stop
I decided
eating.
it doesn't matter what happens as long as I have a pickle. 13 minutes until I'm let go. 10 minutes before being laid off. This is me 7 minutes before being laid off, and I have a friend who's coming over for moral support, so...
Because I'm so sorry that I put you guys through this.
Yeah. This is me 5 minutes before being laid off. This is me 2 minutes before being laid off. Okay. I'm going into the call to be laid off.
We have some tough news to share. And the outsource of a lot of our creative functions, we are eliminating your role and have made the business decision to terminate your employment with the organization. So your last day with us would be today. I want to thank you for your contribution to...
This is me 11 minutes after having been laid off. I feel weird. Am I being weird? Are you as uncomfortable as me? I'm okay with that. I guess this whole video was anxiety ridden. You're welcome. I'm sorry. You're welcome, though. Thanks for joining me on this weird-ass journey. January 9th, 2024. Starting the year off fucking weird.
There it is, guys, right there. And I don't understand these knuckleheads who have this logic where they think I'm gonna do a useless job in tech. That'd be like saying, here, I'm gonna do a useless job at an engineering firm, knowing that engineering is highly sought after, but I'm gonna do the one useless job in the whole organization and then be shocked when I get laid off. Clown work.
I think the dream of big tech is over. I think getting into a traditional industry is actually going to be really hot for 2024.
Clown
the top
world.
6 companies by market cap are all tech companies. I mean, this is no surprise. You have your Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon. Keep scrolling down this list. We're going to try and find some gems. In the 200s, we have a lot of healthcare companies. If you're from tech and you're like, what do I do next? You might consider taking a gander. Companies that are in the 100,000 range are going to be super sophisticated, but also relatively stable. I mean, we have CPG like a Procter & Gamble. We have telecommunications like Verizon. And I'm not saying that these places are not hot messes, okay? Sure, they're doing their own layoffs. I'm sure that they have their own, can of worms, but...
They have their own useless jobs that they're getting rid of. HR, diversity, inclusion, equity, foolishness, right? Recruiting, marketing, right? I guarantee all the pharmacists and all those guys at Procter & Gamble still have their jobs, just like all the actual tech guys and tech companies do.
But I am saying if you're coming from tech and you're like, what the heck do I do next? Don't sleep on these options. It's giving financial services. It's giving, well, okay, I just see Cracker Barrel and Texas Roadhouse. And I'm like, I mean, I know that is... headcount is a lot of employees making those delicious rolls, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, look at the list this way. I think the dream of...
So guys, the dream of big tech for men is to say, look, I'm going to get my IT certs, or I'm going to get a degree in IT, a degree in computer science, an associate in computer science, right? And I'm going to go in there and get into the nitty gritty of actually doing the tech work. With women, it's I'm going to go work for a tech company just to say that I work there, right? So I can brag to all my friends and put stuff on TikTok, right? And do a useless job. Think about how crazy this is. And this knucklehead is trying to say that the big tech dream is over. No, the big tech dream is still there, okay? And a lot of men are benefiting from it. Guys, your hashtags. Hashtag Google layoff. Hashtag corporate America. Hashtag I need a new job. Hashtag the dream is over. And guys, this chick is Asian, so you would think that she would be smarter than that to actually know. Because I know a lot of Indian girls and Asian girls who work for big tech but actually work real jobs. So I don't know if this one's the odd one out or what, but guys, don't believe this. Okay? If you're a guy... You're going into tech, and you're actually going to be software engineers, network systems engineers, all that other stuff. You're going to make money, and you'll be just fine, okay? Don't believe this foolishness and don't listen to these knuckleheads on TikTok trying to cry and moan and complain. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe. And guys, 2024 just started. And these chicks are in some trouble. All right, guys, I'm out of here.